The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Of course, it is our daily mission to try to bring you some news that you could use. Today will be no exception to the rule. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com and the 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. Huge weekend in the world of baseball. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But for those of you who missed last night's live episode of the Mike Prince Show, you missed a treat from Coach Johnny Cole and from Coach Eric Dooley. So you can go back to the archives and check that out. Meanwhile, the Prairie View A&M University Panthers continue to rise upon the charts from the Western Division, completing the sweep over Pine Bluff on yesterday. So the Panthers now secure in the number 2 spot at 10-6. They are behind Grambling, who came to Houston and took care of the Texas Southern Tigers. The Grambling State Tigers are now sitting at 10-4. The Panthers and the Tigers will have to square up in 6 games that remain, because the first time these two were to get together, it was postponed from Frisco, and they'll have to make those 6 games up very soon. So the Panthers in pretty good position where they could possibly overtake Grambling for the number 1 spot. But you do know, at the way things are shaped up right now, they are going to be secured in either that number 2 or number 3 spot, being that they were able to take care of Southern head to head. So with a lot of baseball left to be played, we'll see where the dust settles on Panthers baseball for the 2021 campaign. Meanwhile, the runaway train that is leading the way from the Eastern Division is that of Jackson State. 18-0 is their conference record, and they are rolling right along. But I cannot help but to have a little bit of caution to the wind with Jackson State, knowing the history of Jackson State. This is not the first time that they've had huge success in the regular season. No, they have not been undefeated at this point, but they've had huge success. The question mark for me is, how will their pitching hold up in the tournament? Time will tell. And switching over to the gridiron, this week's championship game facing off against Alabama A&M and University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff to take place at Jackson State's Memorial Stadium in Jackson, Mississippi. Still got some time to decipher through with our pick for the winner of that game, and we'll get that out in the open as we get closer toward kickoff time. Now, of course, with the news of Dawson Odoms heading to Norfolk State to lead the charge for the Spartans, left a wide gap in the world of head coaching opportunities that are up now at Southern University. And there have been a lot of names running around, kicking up dust and creating conversations all over the place. The hottest name, of course, was that of Connell Maynor. Now, whether it's true or not still remains to be seen, but there are rumors, whispers, and echoes that he interviewed for that position over the weekend. Only time will tell and confirm that. However, there have been other names that have been floating out there. Some make sense, some don't make sense. In our opinion, here from the open mic, and from looking at how the dominoes are lined up, there are really 2 leading candidates that make sense to fit the time frame that Southern has allotted, that they wanted to name a coach to continue on with the Jag Nation football program. And the first one that makes obvious sense would be Lionel Washington. He's already on staff with Jag Nation. He understands the makeup of the roster. He understands the makeup of the quote-unquote Southern way. He's already in place, and all he would have to do is do a slight shift to lead things on. Now, because he lacks head coaching experience, you might see a move of the interim tag placed upon him to see how he handles this fall season. And based on how he handles the fall season, leading the charge for Jag Nation, they could extend an invitation of putting him in the permanent position of head coach. Now, the other logical possibility from our vantage point, and this may be a shocker to some, and we don't have any confirmation one way or the other, we're just looking from a logical vantage point of what makes sense. And that would be naming Eric Dooley as the potential next head football coach of the Southern Jags. Here's why I say that. If you're looking at the historical legacy of Southern Jag football, it is not a place for someone to come and cut their teeth who's never had a head coaching position. Number two, the window available for the time frame before the next fall season starts is very, very small. Number three, Dooley has a winning record as a head coach in this conference. Overall record is 14-13. Yes, he's had struggles against Southern University, but he has had one of the most prolific offenses in the nation when it comes to FCS football. He is a descendant of Pete Richardson's coaching tree, and he does understand the quote-unquote Southern way of doing things. So with the time frame that is available, according to the standards of Southern University wanting to name someone this week, it would not surprise me that if Dooley is not named, or at least offered the opportunity, he would be very high in the final balloting. And I don't have anything to deny nor confirm that, just my spider senses tingling on what could be. So we shall see by the end of the week. I'm saying Lionel Washington, or not too far behind Eric Dooley. Time will tell. Meanwhile, we still have some things leading up to who do we think will win the game between the Bulldogs and the Golden Lions. And as we get closer to kickoff, we'll be more than happy to share our picks with you. But I would love to hear your feedback on our little theory on who we feel like the two top candidates are for carrying the torch of Southern football. That number is 713-570-6736. Drop us your tidbits of what you think. A lot to discuss throughout the course of this week, and it is our plan to be there with you every step of the way. I want to remind you, you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget to visit the website obnradio.com. Become a listening partner today. All you have to do is click on the donation button and submit your support of any amount. Definitely help us continue our daily journey. I've got to go. My time is far spent, and I must exit stage left. But I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining in with us. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.